1. What would you like to change in your daily routine? I'd like to start waking up earlier, maybe around 5:30 a.m., since I feel more productive and creative in the early mornings. 2. Are all your days the same? No, they aren't, as I don't work a typical 9 to 5 job. My daily activities vary based on my work schedule, which changes from week to week. 3. Tell me about your typical weekday and your typical weekend. Sure. On a weekday, I usually wake up around 7 a.m. I organize my day according to my work schedule, deciding when to get ready for work and when to prepare meals. On the weekend, I sleep in a bit longer. I often spend the morning doing household chores and then go out in the afternoon. 4. What is the balance of work, study, and free time in your normal day? I think I maintain a good work-life balance. I work about 8 hours a day and make it a priority not to bring work home. In the evenings, I focus on activities that help me unwind, like listening to piano music or watching a comedy show.
Describe something you own which is very important to you. You should say where you got it from, how long you have had it, what do you use it for, and explain why it is so important to you.
One of the most important things I own is my laptop. I remember the day I bought it, after months of saving up. It wasn't the latest model, but it had everything I needed, and more importantly, it was mine, something I had worked hard for. I've had this laptop for about 3 years now, and in that time, it has become an essential part of my life. Every day, I use it for studying, working, and staying connected with the people I care about. It's also where I explore my passions, whether I'm writing, creating digital art, or simply browsing through the endless sea of knowledge online. It's where I keep all my important documents, photos, and videos. So much of my life is stored on this one device. What makes this laptop so important to me isn't just its functionality. It's the doors it has opened for me, the skills I've learned, and the connections I've maintained through it. It's also a symbol of my determination, a reminder of the effort it took to save up and finally make the purchase. If I were to lose it, I'd be losing more than just a laptop. I'd be losing a big part of my daily life and the memories attached to it.
What is the role of advertising?
Advertising plays an important role in our lives. It helps us learn about new products or services, showing us what they do and why we might want them. By encouraging people to buy, advertising also supports businesses and the economy. Over time, when we see the same advertisement often, we start to recognize the brand, which helps the company become more well-known. Additionally, advertising can influence what we think is trendy or important, sometimes even changing our opinions or the way we live.
How do you think the internet will affect buying patterns in the future?
In the future, I think the internet will change how we shop even more than it already has. Online shopping will become even more common because it's so convenient, and with new technologies, it will get easier. People will also have access to a wider variety of products from different countries, giving them more choices. Shopping on our phones will become the main way we buy things because it's fast and simple. Social media will keep influencing our buying decisions, especially when we see recommendations from people we follow. Finally, the internet will help us make better choices for the environment by providing more information about the products we want to buy.
Modern society is often called materialistic. Why do you think this is?
Modern society is often labeled as materialistic because there's a strong focus on owning things. Many people judge their success or the success of others based on the items they own, like luxury cars, branded clothes, or the latest smartphones. This is partly because of the media. Advertisements constantly show us that we need new things to be happy or respected, And social media reinforces this by showcasing a lifestyle centered around material wealth. Additionally, our economy is driven by consumerism, encouraging people to buy more and more. As a result, people feel the pressure to keep up with trends and compare themselves to others based on what they own.
Do you think consumerism is a positive or negative development?
Consumerism can be seen as both positive and negative, depending on how we look at it. On the positive side, consumerism drives economic growth by increasing demand, which creates jobs and business opportunities. It also pushes companies to innovate, as they want to create new and better products to meet the needs of consumers. This has made life more convenient, with a wide variety of products available to make daily tasks easier. However, there are also significant downsides to consumerism. One major issue is its impact on the environment. The constant demand for new products leads to overproduction, which creates pollution and wastes natural resources. Additionally, people often feel pressure to buy things they don't really need, which can lead to financial problems like debt. Lastly, consumerism can promote shallow values, where people prioritize material possessions over more meaningful aspects of life, such as relationships or personal growth.
What kind of possessions show status in your country?
In my country, certain possessions are commonly associated with status and wealth. For example, owning a luxury car, especially brands like BMW or Mercedes, is seen as a clear symbol of success. Another important indicator of status is property ownership. Those who own large houses or multiple properties are often considered wealthy. Additionally, wearing designer clothes and accessories, such as branded watches or jewelry, shows that a person has financial means. Technology also plays a role, with people who always have the latest smartphones or other high-end gadgets being perceived as well off.
Do you think it was different for your grandparents?
Yes, I think the idea of status was quite different for my grandparents' generation. Back then, people placed more importance on basic needs, like owning land or a house to ensure their family's security. It wasn't as much about showing off wealth, but more about having a stable life. There were also fewer luxury goods available, and people were more likely to save money rather than spend it on expensive cars or branded clothing. In many cases, status was linked more to family reputation, education, or a person's role in the community than to material possessions. So, while some possessions were still important, they were seen differently than they are today.